Let's get it going. Let's go. Start talking. Go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, world? It's your girl, Shy, and welcome back to the CheyTea podcast. We're welcome our friend of the show,
Eleonora.
She's in the building.
Hey.
Friend.
How y'all doing tonight?
When I say, like, she's a friend of the show, she really is, like, a friend of the show. She helps me with certain episodes.
For those of you who don't know, we are sisters. Mm-hmm. If you didn't know, now you know.
Now you know. So she's here helping and assisting with the things and all that stuff. But, of course, there will be new people come in, new guests, new stuff. So she'll be here. Jay Nice is still here. We just split everything, just in case if anybody was wondering.
Yeah. We still out here.
Yeah.
I'm just here majority of the time because, I'm here. I like to be here. I come for the food and the dinner, you know what I'm saying?
This girl just comes here for food.
Yeah.
But anyways.
And snacks.
I cannot. Before we get started on today's episode, please make sure you're following us on Instagram and on TikTok at CheyTea Podcast. Make sure you are following us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can find all of our audio episodes there. Leave us a 5-star review. Leave a little comment. Tell us you love us. All that jazz. And what should people do on the YouTube channel?
Follow us. Wow. Take 2. Subscribe. And leave a comment. Talk to us. We respond back. We like all that jazz. Mm-hmm. Share with your friends. Click that notification bell so you know every time we upload the visuals on the month of the days.
Yes, and there will be some YouTube content coming.
Coming. Yes, it's coming.
I have a very long birthday vlog that I have to upload.
Yeah, Aquarius season is long gone, but don't worry. It's worth the wait. It's worth the wait. It's worth the wait, friends.
It's a lot. So with this March break, I'll have the time.
We're going to be banging out some content, guys. We're out here.
We're outside.
So,
Appreciate it. But let's just get into today's episode. But before we do, how are you?
I've had a great week this week. I'm not even going to lie to you.
Oh, yeah?
It's been good. I've been blessed, Had to cuss out a local 1-2 people, but, we living life. Just know, I know. Yeah.
Just know I know.
Yeah. Don't, just because I'm silent don't mean I don't know. But, I've been good, chilling, keeping up with the socials of the medias.
Yes.
When I get bored. How you been doing?
Yeah. I'm good. I've been doing a lot better. I had a little bit of last week wasn't a rough week, but it was just more of I was annoyed.
I felt that.
Extremely annoyed.
I felt that.
And I just wanted to just flap my gums. But yeah, so it's been a little of an annoyance lately, but just what I've come to terms with everything that's been going on is that being the bigger person is super duper trash.
Girl.
Dumb trash.
Stupid trash.
Why?
What?
Being and it's you want to, and it's not to, I'm not going to dwell on anything because, like you said, we move.
Big facts.
But, when there's narratives that are being said and it's looking like a certain way when it's not that way.
Yeah.
It is so hard to not want
to defend yourself.
Not even defend yourself, but call out the.
Yeah.
And it's I don't like the fact that, things are being said that everybody knows it's not the truth. And if it was something that when it came from me, it would be a different story. But the way I know that things are not a lie is because I barely scratched the surface to what has been going on.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't want to have to keep talking about it because I don't talk about it at all. It only gets brought up, or it only gets I only bring it up when something gets brought to me.
Yeah.
And it's I'm just saying to myself why? Why are we doing this? You choose to do something and you choose to move a different direction, and everybody they're entitled to do what they want. It's a free country. In some ways, but it's a free country. If you don't want to do something, you don't have to do it.
Exactly.
I will never force anybody to do anything they do not want to do. However, if I'm doing something in a respectful manner and I'm not even saying anything, and then you want to say or call me a name or say a narrative like as if I'm lying when I didn't even really let people know what's going on. It's like, do you want it to get messy? Is that what you want? What more can you say about a situation when it's already been said?
I see things, eh? Oh, just because I don't say it, I see it. I see you watching.
That's weirdo behavior. Though.
I see you
that's
watching.
Really weirdo behavior, and like that's something we gotta talk about. It's just a lot of weirdo behaviors. Like like if you know you don't want to be a part of something, or if you know like you don't want to talk to someone, like
then just leave it at that.
Leave it there.
Generally speaking,
like we're not talking about. Like,
just,
I already said what I had to say.
Yeah,
but
we're just talking about everything.
We're talking about everything
with
in general.
day and age in social media, you can see when people screen record on Snapchat. You can see when people snapshot your snaps. You might not see these things like Instagram and stuff, but somehow, some way, somebody can easily send your profile to somebody else, and then somebody else will send it to somebody else, and then you'll be like, wait a minute.
Why do you care?
Because people are interested in your life.
That's so
not your life,
weird.
but I'm saying generally speaking, yeah. People are interested in your life. And they want to see these things. They want to see what's going on, but they don't want to. They don't want to make it seem like just use your personal account at this point. Like just say you want to see it. Just follow me because you want to follow me. Like it's fine. Because I personally, before we get into like today's topic, I don't block people. I don't care. Leave my stuff open for you to see it. You want to see it
after you block me.
Facts. I'll do that too. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'll block you after you block me sometimes.
If I see you block me on something, I'm like, oh yeah.
Actually, I'm lying. I don't do that. I leave my page open for you to see it still because I want you to see what I'm doing. Look at it. Send it to your friends.
I do.
Which is fine.
You block me, I block you right back.
No, that's fine. Do that. It's okay. Nothing's wrong with that.
It's just weird. It's just weirdo behavior when like you're keeping up with the times to like want to see.
It is, but people are gonna do that. So live your best life, but just know I still see. So if that's what you want to do, and it makes you sleep at night, go ahead, cause there ain't really nothing here for you. But you want to watch now. Make sure you subscribe.
Anyways, just we're off.
That is that.
We're off that. Just know that Cheyenne has chosen to take the higher route, and if I am going this way and I'm going up, let me go up. Men, stay out of women business, please, because it has nothing to do with you.
Say it one more time for the people in the back.
Men, stay out of women business, please.
Thank you.
Because it has nothing to do with you, okay? And I think the best thing for you to do is to just stand where you need to stand and be where you need to be at, because it has, like I said, it has nothing to do with you.
Mind the business that pays you.
And I don't pay you.
And so I'm not that.
All right.
See it there? Give tongues. Anyways.
Okay. So let's talk about some relationships. We have a lot to talk about. Whoa. We gotta skirt. Let's catch up. There's a lot to catch up with this week.
Yeah. We can start. Yeah. Let's start off with this, just because it's short and sweet. Can we talk about? Yes, as we all know, I'm a Chris Brown fan.
Oh, baby girl.
Yes, we know.
Baby girl.
I know he's been in some issues. He's had his past and all these things. But can we talk about females lying on men when it comes to, I'm not going to say the word because it's very touchy, but when it comes to certain things, certain allegations. Yes. Can we talk about women just making these things up just to get $1 or disgusting. To just trash a man's name?
It's disgusting.
Like, why do that?
It's disgusting. Sorry. It's disgusting.
No, it is, because then you're messing it up for people who actually experience something like that. Mm-hmm. And then they can't defend themselves in a way because, well, they might be lying because they are known for females to be lying about said situations. Why are we doing that? Mm-hmm. For a coin? Mm-hmm. That you're not going to get? Mm-hmm. Like, and then the fact that he has to come on social media to post receipts and then nobody wants to talk about that. But as soon as an allegation like that is brought up, it's like, oh, that's what we're going to post about. But then when you realize he didn't do anything, it's like silent, crickets.
No, yes. For just to give a background, just in case people who don't know, there was certain allegations that were brought up by a Jane Doe, and, she alleged that something had happened between her and Chris Brown and that things took place. And immediately people were tearing him down. People were immediately. But I also I did see a lot of people, because she was suing him for $20 million. So a lot of people were like, why are you
Suing him for
going
20
for
mil.
money instead of like going for justice? Like
Pressing
if
charges.
somebody actually did this to you, like they should go to jail.
Yeah.
So when you are pressing, you're not pressing charges, but you want money, that's a flag. But everybody was quick to tear him down, and then recently he just posted all of the videos and
voice
all
notes,
of
text
the voice
messages.
notes and the text messages that she made after she said this happened. And most recently in February, when she's messaging him and messaging him and messaging him, he posted that, and the blogs were just
crickets. Crickets.
I don't understand. I don't get it. When it was ready to tear that black man apart and put his name in the mud, the blogs were doing it. The girls were doing it. The girls were in the comments.
Yeah, because this is what they're used to with him. Because this is what he does. He's problematic.
Right. But then when it shows that, like, you know, he has proof and he has been cooperating and he's saying, yo, I got this and that.
He's been silent for like years.
And he has not, you know what? That's another thing. Like, that man has been minding his business.
For a very long time. Ever since basically like royalty's been born.
He's been minding his business. And he's been doing what he has to do. You know, like this man has just been like, all right, you know, I've had my moments. I've had my, you know, I've had my, you know, my not so great moments. Now I'm gonna just focus on me and the music, and I'm gonna just keep myself quiet. This man has been quiet, and it's like it's the people who've been minding their business. Just it all of a sudden now there's some type of heat on their back.
Yeah,
and then these things are being shown that hey, like this may or may possibly not be true, and this is showing that this is not.
That
true.
should have been a red flag when she asked for 20 mil. I'm so sorry. That should have just been like. False.
She needs to go to jail.
We need to start holding them accountable when they do stuff like that. Oh my gosh! If you're gonna do that,
false accusation,
jail.
You need to go to jail.
Jail.
You need to go to jail.
One more time. Jail.
Go to jail. You need to go to jail.
You need
because
to.
What the heck?
That's wild.
You can't. That's a man's life. You know, that's a man's life, and that man has kids. Forget about celebrity. Forget about
even if this is an average Joe, like.
This is a man's life. Yeah. This is a man's bread and butter. So, yeah. Like I said, you need to go to jail.
Yeah, but I just thought, just wanted to comment on that whole situation.
What else happened?
Miss Shang Yang, Miss Shansia. Oh, Lord. I know, before you guys tell, I know she dropped her first album. You know what? Round of applause because
congratulations
to you. Let's start there. She has been in the industry for a while now, and it also took Spice a very long time to put out her first album. So it's nice to know. No, but I'm just saying. No, I'm not comparing, but I'm just saying it's nice to know that Shansia can finally say that she's done the same. Now I listened to the album. There's 14 songs on it. 3 of them we're all already familiar with. I'm giving her 3 out of 14 because only 3 out of the 14 songs on the album was good. And I'm so sad I didn't like it because I was really trying to like the different vibe that she was going with and the type of audience she's trying to reach. I was really trying to vibe out with it. Just didn't work for me.
I commend her because, you know, she did say that she's trying to branch out. She's trying to show that her versatility, which is great.
Yes.
However, I just don't think it hit the way she
intended it for it to hit. Yeah.
I don't know. It just didn't resonate with me. There's 2 tracks on there that I really liked. What was it? The X.
Shen X and Anthem, Henkel Glue, and Can't Anymore is a little vibe. Yeah. But other than that,
I mean, congratulations. It's good that she was able to branch out, and I hope that she's able to continue.
I'm still rooting for her because, you know, Jamaican.
Yeah. But hopefully she's still able to continue and she's able to prosper. And,
we love
that's
that.
Like the
that's
best that I can really say.
That's that for like the
little catch-up
in the Time News,
No, there's also one.
What did I miss?
Mr. Smollett. Mr. Jussie Smollett.
Oh, what about? I don't think I was paying attention to that.
I'm going to jail now.
Oh, you went to jail now?
Yeah.
Oh, say wait, I missed that.
They sentenced him, and
for how long?
Said 150 days. So I think that's like.
I'm not really good at math. That's a couple months.
Couple months, like 4
Yeah.
or 5 months.
If
But
we're
it
doing the
depends,
math
like,
right.
because
Yeah.
I know that, like,
I don't know how
it's
the
like they
American
count it
Justice
different.
Simpson. Yeah.
It depends. Like, he
Yeah.
can be out sooner, but the things that went viral was that he was saying that, like, he is, like, disclaimer, but he is not the word
Yeah.
idol. And if anything happens to him, it's not because of him. And it's kind of sad that he even has to say that. But in this circumstance, it's like...
What did he do again? Sorry, I don't remember that whole
He
situation.
lied about the whole hate crime.
Oh, yes. Okay,
He made it up. And yeah, it's sad that he had to even say that, because unfortunately, Black people, sometimes they do, things happen to them inside, and like it's not done to them. But it's like, in this circumstance, like, I don't know, sir, like, you're pushing it. Like, you're really pushing it, because you had a choice and you decided to fabricate a story. You're saying that you're innocent, that you're not guilty. Okay, that's great. But like, he needs to like, I think something is wrong with him. Like, psychologically,
if you make up a hate crime story, something's going on.
You just woke up one morning and
said,
I
I'm gonna
just
make
want
this
to do
up.
this.
Yeah.
Like, no, unprovoked, nothing, like, at all. And like, people were like, they were feeling for you, and people were showing remorse, and like, they were like, oh my gosh,
that's
just
crazy.
To find out
that you were lying,
lied.
that's wild.
Like,
so it goes into again what we're talking about with Chris Brown. Stop lying, guys.
Yeah, but
this is a dangerous thing to lie
somebody
about.
lied on Chris Brown, but this man lied on himself.
For what?
That's what I'm trying to say. So it's like, I don't know. And then, like, Taraji P. Henderson was like, it's the time is harsher than the crime, and that how he got more time. But like, no, I think he got the amount of time that he's supposed to.
Yeah, I just got 150 days. I think he has to like pay a fine or something that I saw.
Yeah, and he needs to just sit down
and be quiet.
And and that's that.
That's that on that.
I'm not even gonna. Anyways, that's done with the catching up.
But for today's topic, what are we talking about, Miss?
We're just talking about, relationships. Going back to the basics of your relationships, self-love.
Love that.
I feel like it's very important that you learn to love yourself. And it's corny when they say it.
It is, but you realize that before you can even be with somebody and allow them to love you, you have to love yourself, because somebody can't love you and love themselves too. Like, you can't expect to be with somebody and make them give you all the love they have, but also keep themselves together and to keep you up too. That's a lot. You're supposed to come together as one to share love, in my opinion. I don't think I'm getting into a relationship with somebody for them to love me, and I don't love myself, and I'm here insecure every day complaining about stuff and expecting them to always be there to be like, no, you're this, you're that. Like, I want to be able to be comfortable with myself and not count on somebody else for my happiness.
No, I just think the basics of everything is just like, if you can't be on your own, and if you can't learn to move and make things happen on your own, financially, spiritually, mentally, then you are not ready to be in a relationship. You should never go to any type of anything, friendship, relationship, business ship, anything. You should never bring nothing to the table. You shouldn't sit at a table with an empty plate.
Ooh,
that's just not how things are done in life. Like, you don't do that. You have to bring something. You have to bring something there.
Yeah.
There has to be.
What are you adding to this relationship?
What are you adding to the table?
Yeah, that's what, like, relationship, partnership, whatever it is. Yeah.
What are you bringing to the table? You're not bringing anything. You're just sitting there and you expect things.
And twiddling your thumbs. Yeah.
Like, that's when you start relying and depending on someone else's emotions to fulfill your emotions, and that's not how it works. Like, that is not how it works at all. And I used to do that. And that's the only reason why I can speak on it and say that that doesn't work. I was in a relationship where I loved harder than a person even loved me if they loved me. Mm-hmm. And I was in love with the potential. I wasn't in love with the person.
That kind of brings me to a question. Do you think that the man should love the woman more for the relationship to work?
No, I think everybody should love each other 50-50. I don't think a man should love you more than you love him. Mm-hmm.
Because I just see that coming up a lot, and people tend to think that a relationship can only work if the man loves you more. because women always just love harder. So if the man loves you more, then that means that like your relationship will work. Because it's deemed as if men tend not to put as much effort and or love into a relationship. It's always a woman doing the most and being the most affectionate and all of that. So they think that if the man is doing that, then that means your relationship will be successful.
I don't think so, because I was in a relationship where I loved a man more than he loved me, in my opinion, and it didn't work. And it didn't work because I was forced in something that this person had no intention of being. And so that's almost similarity.
Yeah.
But now I'm in a relationship where I feel that we both have the same amount of love for each other. I think that our love languages speak differently. That's why it works.
Ah, so then the opposites attract thing is a thing.
Right. So I just feel like we love the same. We love hard. Like, we both love hard. Like, we love each other very much, but we're speaking love in a different language. I am more of a words of affirmation. I say I love you like all the time. Like, I say it like there's no tomorrow. That's just how I am. I love to be affectionate. I'm someone who likes to be like spend quality time.
Yeah.
Versus my partner, he is someone who is an acts of service, and he'll gift in like special occasions, and then the quality time is like right there with everything. And then last is like his love language is words of affirmation. He is not someone who says it all the time, but it doesn't mean that like he doesn't. It's not that he doesn't say it to me. Like, he just doesn't say it all the time in every moment. Like, I'll say it, and I'm okay with saying it in that sense. And it's like, that's because I know his other love languages. His other love languages, I don't have to ask him to do anything. He'll just go do it.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how he is. That's what he'll see that a shelf needs to be put up, he'll put up a shelf. He sees that a picture is sitting on the floor, he'll go put up the picture. He will see that, like, he pays attention. Oh, your sister needed an AirPod case, I'm going to go buy her AirPod cases. Like, It's just little things like that. You know what I mean? That, like, that's just what he does. So I don't necessarily think that a man should love you more. I think the love needs to be felt. I think
the same.
I think the languages can be different, but the feeling that you get with each other, it needs to be the same.
Yeah. I mean, I've never been in love, so I don't know. Or maybe, I don't know. Actually, I'm lying. I'm going to stick with my statement. I think I've never been in love because I feel like if I have, I would know. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's a little hard to kind of touch on that topic because I don't know what that feels like. So I feel like when the time comes for me to fall in love with somebody and to know that I love somebody, I'll know.
I think that's why I say, like, to the basics, like, you need to learn to love yourself.
Yeah, before you can.
That's how you'll know what you'll tolerate when it comes to love and relationships.
Exactly.
Like, there are certain things that I tolerated before that I will not tolerate today.
Yeah, because you've learned to grow within yourself and understand, would you do this to yourself? Would you continue to put yourself through this? Rather than thinking of, am I going to do this to this person? But what would I tolerate for me? And not, what am I going to tolerate for this person? And I think once you realize what you're going to tolerate for yourself and what you're willing to put up with for yourself, then that's when you can understand the value of yourself. And then getting into a relationship with somebody and being, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm not going to do. This is what I'm going to put up with. This is what I'm not going to put up with. Yeah. Kind of thing.
Holding yourself accountable in your relationships.
Ooh, yes.
Is definitely important as well. Like, when something is going on, when something can be done differently, when something can, be adjusted, like, I think you should...
Owning up to your faults.
Yeah, I think you should be able to do that with your partner. And, a lot of people talk about, be compatible and signs and this and that. I'm not somebody who pays attention to that.
We're not about to talk about astrology.
No, I don't even know anything about it. We're not doing that. So, like, I'm not doing that. Like, I just know that, like...
You are you and I am me.
Yeah, and that's all that matters to me. So, like, for someone who doesn't like confrontation, when it comes to any kind of relations, do you find it a struggle to hold yourself accountable for something that you've done, wrongdoing, anything?
Yeah, like for me, we're we're gonna touch on friendships first. For me, like if I'm in a situation with like a friend, or if I feel a way about a situation with a friend of mine, depending on the friendship, for me, like the timeline will depend on how I address it. So like for me, sometimes depending on the situation, I won't say anything at all, and like we just won't speak. And if I don't talk to you for a couple months, weeks, and this has happened, that doesn't necessarily mean I don't like you. This is just my way of dealing with it. And then once we speak again, I sometimes don't even bring it up.
Yeah.
It'll just be whatever, because for me, just needed that space to separate myself from you. Not because I don't like you, not because I don't love you. I just want to separate and just kind of gather my thoughts and be like, okay, what am I going to tolerate next time if this does come up? So that if it does come up the next time, I'm going to know how to approach the situation. Maybe that might not be the best way to deal with things, but for me, that's just what's easiest. And then relationship wise, or for people that I've been in situations with, I put up entirely too much.
Way too much.
Okay.
Way too much.
I put up with a lot.
Way too much.
I do. And I think that's a learning process for me right now. Hence why...
When are you going to learn?
That's crazy. She's just going to drown me out and people on podcasts? That's wild. But that's a process that I'm learning right now, in the sense of, what is Aaliyah going to put up with? Why do I continue to do these things? Why do I feel like I need to put up with this? And why do I feel like I need to wait this amount of time for something to happen? Why do I feel that if I lose this friendship, or if I lose this relationship, or if I lose this person, I'm going to lose? Why don't I think the opposite? And that's something that I'm working on, and I'm trying my best to continue to work on, because I'm not perfect at it. So I think that's why I'm not in a relationship, because I am not there yet to be in one, to be like, okay, we can do this together. I'm still working on me and trying to figure out, okay, what am I going to tolerate? Because if I get into a relationship right now, I'm just going to let everything slide, and I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to be on mute. And I'm going to be like, okay, well, I'm scared that I'm going to lose this person, so I'm not going to say anything, when I shouldn't think that way.
No, you shouldn't be afraid of losing someone. I think that if you don't think or do the way they do things, that should not be the case. It should all be a compromise. Relationships is about learning, loving, and growing.
Yeah.
And if you're not willing to learn, love, and grow, then you're wasting time. And it's like, just knowing what your intentions are, like, what is your intent? What is your purpose with me? What is your purpose?
And you know these things from jump, in my opinion. I feel like you know what your intentions are.
You have that idea of
you have an
what
idea.
Your intentions are.
You might not know you're going to marry the person tomorrow.
No,
but
I think that, like, when you meet someone and you like the vibe and you like the way things are going, I think with a good amount of time, you can tell whether or not you want to be with them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't jump the line and say anything about marriage, but I think that when you want to be with
This is not Love is Blind, friends.
No, it's definitely not Love is Blind. It's definitely not.
Love is look blurry.
Not even that. It's just learning and saying, okay, we've gotten here. Let's see where this can go.
Yeah.
Let's see how much farther this can go. And that's why I say you got to go back to the basics of a relationship. If you don't value and love yourself first, there is no way, no man, no woman, no any person can sit down and love and value you if you don't know the value of yourself.
So what about those people who put timelines on things?
That's just to each their own. I don't think that has anything to do with loving with anything. I think that that's just something to each their own when it comes to certain things. I think we have a tolerance level of things.
Okay.
I think we can be patient with things.
Yeah.
But I think that once something you start to feel like your tolerance level is it's getting lower, or you're not able to have patience with certain things like you used to before. I think if you use communication and say something, you can prevent something from getting worse. You can prevent something from happening or turning left in any way. You can nip it, and you can just get to it if you confront it. But like I said, everything starts within yourself. And if you start showing that you can tolerate certain things and you're okay with certain things, and then 1 minute you're just not okay with it without communicating that to your partner's not going to know.
Yeah, they're not going to know what's going on. You can't just jump the gun and make, okay, well, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm fed up.
But you never expressed that this was a bother to you in the first place.
Exactly.
So I think that should also be something where people should start holding themselves accountable. So I just think that, put yourself in the other person's shoes when you start to feel a certain way, and try to see how they would see it. Take yourself out of that position and look at it from the outside in.
Yeah.
And don't move off of rational emotions, like irrational emotions. I mean, think rationally and just be like, okay.
Yeah, because love isn't selfish. I think it's like selfless.
But you have to be selfish.
I think when I say that, I mean, like, it's not, when you're in a relationship, it's not always about you. Because some people like to say, like, me and my feelings.
Yeah.
But what about your partner's feelings?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. And and I think that some people think that, well, my feelings, he's not doing this or she's not doing this. But, like, what are you doing? Think about yourself first and then address the issue. Because people just don't do things just because. Mm-hmm. You might have done something that they didn't know that was bothering them. So you need to be accountable for your feelings and your partner's feelings, in my opinion.
I think that when you're selfish with love, sometimes I think it can come with what you know, what you want out of something.
Yeah.
So I think you can be a little selfish in that sense. I think when
with what you want, of course. Yeah.
If I know that I want a man to love me and be with me and love me for who I am and accept my growth and see my growth and acknowledge my growth, then I want to be with that person. I don't want to be with somebody who's going to keep holding on to the past.
And who's just going to tolerate you. Yeah.
And is just going to, any chance they can get, throw my past at me. Yeah. That's something where I'll be selfish with and then say, I don't want that.
Yeah.
That's not the kind of love I want.
Most
and if
definitely.
that's love, then you can keep it.
Most definitely.
So I think in some ways we can have boundaries. Mm-hmm. And you can respect my boundaries with certain things, but I also have to understand you. I also have to understand your purpose. You understand my purpose. I understand yours. It's all about communication. And I think whoever you bring into your bed, things start to get crowded.
Yes.
And that's where I have to go and I say, like, and the question is like, why do women risk it all when it comes to their men, relationships, friends?
Like, why do they risk, like, friendships?
Yeah.
Honestly, I've never... Well, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to answer that question. Like, for me, it's never happened to me directly, but I've been on the receiving end of where a friend was very caught up in a relationship because I didn't like the person that they were with. It put a little damper in our relationship, but for me, I handled it in a way of I let them be and do what they need to do with that relationship, and I took myself out of the equation because I said, hey, I love you, I care for you, and if this is what you want to do and this is showing that you're happy, then do that. Doesn't mean I'm not going to be here for you, but I'm going to be here from you from a distance because I don't want to be mixed up in that.
Yeah, but that's...
And you have to allow them to do that.
Right. And that's why I say, like, why do we...
Because they get caught up.
You have in your bedroom is where things gets crowded.
Some people get caught up in their relationship and they are, especially when you've been craving something for so long and you've been craving that partnership, you get caught up. So you get blindsided. So you're like, wait a minute. Yeah.
Like how you said.
So you didn't have it for so long. So now I got it. I'm not trying to lose this. Yeah. So I'm just going to hold on.
And just take any
and block out everything.
That will love you.
Most definitely. Because you've been craving that attention for so long. So you'll just take the first thing that you see and say, hold on. I'm going to hold on to that. And I'm just going to move with this. And then block out everything, and then you don't care about the outside because you have what you've been searching for so long.
You're a serial lover. That's what I look at it as. And what I mean by that is that, like, you will love anyone that will love you.
Yep.
And I know a lot of women...
Because they crave that attention.
That will do that. Like, they don't know which one. As long as one is loving them, they will go...
Then they'll just take it.
Move across the country just because that person says they love them. Or they will meet somebody and say, okay, well, this person told me this and that, and this is what I've always wanted. So
why am I not going to take it?
Why am I not going to take it? I've always wanted a man to love me. I've always wanted a man who had money and who was successful and who was this and that.
And who wanted to play house with me and do all these things.
And then you get there and it's not what you think it is, and you start losing things. You start losing friendships. You start losing the outside in because, you lose yourself because you're so caught up in this honeymoon phase that, like, you don't even see what's going on around you. And the concerns are just people who love you. And it's not people who are overstepping their boundaries, but it's like, if I know my friend is a serial lover and 1 minute you were telling me about another guy, And then 2 months later, you're telling me you love this person and you and this person are going to be happily married and moving in and skipping and jumping and moving to here and there and doing all this stuff. As your friend, you didn't invite me in your bedroom. You didn't invite me in your relationship. But as your friend, I'm going to draw my concerns for you.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes some people who draw the concerns will overstep their boundary.
Yeah. And that's something that I do the opposite. I'll draw my concerns and I'll say it once and I leave you alone. I'm not coming back to address this because I told you. And now I've done. Yeah. And I'm not doing that because I don't want you to use it against me and be like, well, you said A, B, and C and you inserted yourself in my business and blah, blah. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say what I need to say. I'm going to say how I feel. If you ask me, and even if you sometimes you don't ask me and I care, I'm going to say it and I'm leaving it at that. I'm not going to mix myself up because at the end of the day, especially if I love you and I care about you, I will be here if your relationship fails. But I'm not going to tell you more than once because I don't need to. Because you know. Because not like you're blind to the situation. Well, you are, but like it's not like you don't have any sense to the situation. You know, this is what you've been craving for so long, so it's here. So you took it. All right, enjoy that.
Yeah, but you don't know how to act anymore.
Yeah,
so
but.
Like, but that shouldn't shift your momentum. That shouldn't shift your focus, your goal, your intent. Like
it shouldn't, but it does.
Done. Like whatever your priorities were, that shouldn't drop because you have a man or you have a girl.
But it does that because when you're craving something like that for so long, because aside from physical acts of being with another person, we crave the attention, we crave the physical touch, we crave the companionship. So it's like when you've been craving something like that for so long and you haven't had that and that aspect of your life is missing, as soon as it comes, you're going to grab that because you don't want to miss it. You think that if I don't take it right now, I'm going to miss this.
Right. But that does make sense. But it's like as a man though, like, you know, the opposite, whoever you're dating, like, so I'll speak as the opposite for me. As a man that's in a relationship with me, I would want them to motivate me to do something that I put my time and money and effort in. I would want you to support me. I would want you to say for me to do this. I wouldn't want you to tell me like, yo, quit this and I'll take care of you, or you don't need that, or like, but I don't want you to.
Because you don't want to be a quote unquote like a stay at home, do nothing type of person. You want to actually do stuff. You want to be motivated to do things. You don't just want to be tied up and have your man paying all the bills. Some women like that. So when a man is bringing that narrative to a woman who wants that, they're going to say, all right, well, if I don't have to work, I don't have to do this, I don't have to do that, and you're going to take care of me, you're going to do everything, I'm going to chill. And they'll take that. Mm-hmm. I don't want to do that. And granted, anybody who likes that,
it's not necessarily
live your life. It's not necessarily a bad thing because
I don't want you to come in seeing me doing something and then you try to like demotivate me from doing it.
But some men like to take that control. They want that control. They want to have that control over their woman. Yeah, they want that. They want to be like, yo, I'm coming in this relationship. This is what I want and this is what's going to happen. And some women are fine with that.
And some women aren't.
And some women aren't. But it just all depends on what we as women, and I've learned this, we hold the narrative of our love lives. Mm-hmm. We can hold what we want to tolerate. We can hold what we want to say to happen in this relationship. Yeah. We don't have to have a man dictate what goes on between us both. I can say, yes, I want to deal with this. Or I can say, no, mm-hmm. I don't want to deal with this. And then the man will be like, all right, goes and find the girl who will deal with the kind of lifestyle that he wants. Or he'll be like, all right, let's do A, B, and C. Let's compromise. Depending on what kind of, if you're worth it, depending on what kind of man that he is. And if you don't see my worth, then you cut. Yeah. But it's all what we accept. Yeah. And for me, I sometimes accept the bare minimum. And sometimes even then I don't even accept the bare minimum because sometimes I'm not even getting the bare minimum and I still give out chances. So it's just all how we hold the narrative and what we want for ourselves. And that goes right back to what we've been saying, back to the basis of loving yourself. Mm-hmm. Because when you realize your worth and you love yourself, you know what you're going to put up with from a friendship, from a partnership, from any relationship, whether that's intimate, friends, family, anything. You know what you're going to put up with and what you'll tolerate.
Yeah, you can't lose yourself in your relationship. You can't lose your priorities in your relationship.
And your goals and your everyday habits and everyday activities. You can't do that.
The same person that you started in the relationship, like in terms of like work ethic goals, like, you know, you want to sustain those same goals. It shouldn't go this way because now you're with somebody who can potentially do this. Because the thing is that especially when you're getting to know someone, they can tell you all the things you want to hear,
and they can leave you high and dry the next day.
But when it comes time to actually making a move together, you realize that that person's not stable to do it. And now they have to come and piggyback off of you.
And then you're stuck.
And then you're stuck in the
now
situation.
you're babysitting.
And now you gotta continue to hold your weight. And if you
hold the
didn't
fort
have
down.
this before this person came, how were you able to sustain this if
Yep.
this person wasn't there? But wasn't this person supposed to give you the happy picket fence and
Yep.
big house
And now the roles have switched.
investments and all this stuff?
Yep.
And now the roles are reversed. And then now you start looking around you, and the people that were there
Are not there anymore.
or the people that said I told you so are not there.
Or even if
anymore.
they're there, they're the ones who are, again, like you just said, they're there telling you, I told you so.
Yeah.
And they're looking at you with their arms folded like, either A, I'm not going to help you, or B, sometimes they'll pick you up off your feet. But majority of the time for me, I'm not going to pick you up off your feet. I'm not going to watch you suffer.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be there to tell you, like, well, I said this. So now what are you going to do? And how are you going to build from this? Like, I will be there for my friends if they ever go through any type of situations like that, but I'm not going to help pick up the pieces in that sense because I said what I said. So now what are you going to do to fix it?
When you asked for my advice,
I gave it to you.
And that was that.
Yeah.
And
that
if
was
you
it.
don't ask me for my advice and I say, like, can I share my thoughts?
My
and
2
you
cents,
you
yeah.
Let me, cool. But I'm not going to go, like, I respect my boundaries as your friends and your relationship. I
Never
don't
get
go
into your
you.
friends' relationships ever. Don't do it.
It's just...
Don't mix up yourself in that.
No, it's not. And then, anyways, but let me not get involved. But do you think it's moving too fast is a thing? Like, do you think after meeting someone, you can move in, get married?
I hate this question.
And, like, live life happily ever after?
It's so hard speaking. Like, I feel like being a single person, like, speaking on certain topics is like, why is this girl talking? But,
No, but it's what you want, because at the end of the day, like, you are and will be with someone.
yeah,
so.
eventually. I mean, for me, it depends. Like, if I already know somebody and, like, we've already had some type of relationship, we've already been in a situation, and, like, say, like, I've known this person for 3 years, and then, like, we've been kind of off and on talking in a situation, and, like, we start talking consistently, like, we're together for, like, 3-4 months. Depending on the situation, I might not say, okay, yeah, to a marriage, but I might say, okay, yeah, we can move in together. So that's just me being honest.
The long answer short is that it just depends on the situation.
Yeah, in my opinion. And I think that, but if this is like a complete stranger, like somebody you don't know.
You just met.
Oh no. Oh hell no. I'm so sorry. I'm scared. I'm not doing that.
Some people
I don't really know you.
Well, I knew you from then. And it's like, okay, you might have admired me, but I don't know you.
Okay, so like, yeah, like if you're talking like complete stranger, no, I'm not doing that.
Complete stranger where I moved on, I was in a relationship. I
Nope.
came out of a relationship.
No.
And now
I'm scared.
with you, and now less
No, I'm
than
scared.
3 months in, we moved in together.
Nope,
bought
I'm
a
scared.
house.
Nope.
We're
About a house. No.
You know what I mean? Like, that's a really
House.
like,
that's
long-term
no.
commitment for you.
It's not even this is
jump
rent.
into.
This is
Like,
a house. No.
Yeah,
No.
I don't know. I think everybody's to each their own. I think that's the most politically correct answer I can give. Me, I'm not moving in with anybody or making any moves like that just after 3 months of dating.
No, because we don't even know each other.
No.
You know my favorite color.
No, like, I don't know your habits. I don't know anything like that as of
Like,
yet,
I don't know if you leave the toilet seat down or up.
As a person, let alone, like, I haven't even slept over with you to see if, like, you, like, wash your ass.
I didn't even get to leave a toothbrush.
Like, you know what I mean? I don't even get a drawer yet. I
Yeah.
don't want to just jump and do that because I don't know who you are as a person, like, what your habits are as a human being.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I can't just jump and do that. My relationship right now, I mean, most would say we took a really long time, but I didn't get a title of anything till after 9 months of dating.
Yeah, it's very long.
I mean, that was long. However, like, we established what we were. Like, after 3 months of dating, we became exclusive. I was like, okay, like, we're exclusively. Like,
but you also like that kind of timeline. Like, you're very, like, oh, this is just me looking in now. Like, you're fine with that in that sense. In the sense of, like, taking your time. Me, after, like, 3 months of dating, 4 months, 5 months, hello, hi, am I your Oman yet? Like, 9 months? That's wild.
No, 9 months is a long time. Like, mind you, if it was up to me, I think I knew by, like, the 6-7 mark that, like,
girl, that's the same thing. Girl, bye.
Okay,
6, 7 months, 9 months, same thing.
I knew. Like, 3 months, I was like, okay, I like him. And then, 4th month, of dating, of like talking, I want to say, hold on, wait.
Even that's so
Yeah,
long.
so like 3 months we became exclusive. And I was like, okay, like you and I, like you're not messing with anybody else. I'm not messing with anybody. 4 months in, like I met his family, but I was introduced as a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And then 6 months, going on 7, I met like the extended family, like everybody, the aunties,
Yeah.
everybody. And then that point, I was like, okay, like I'm liking this. And at that point, he introduced me as his friend, and I got a little salty. And I was like, excuse me? Like,
We ain't
we're
friends,
like 7
baby.
months in, and I'm
I'm your
your
girlfriend.
aunt. I'm your girl. What are you talking about? But, like, his whole family knew I was his girlfriend. Like, they knew I was going to be his girlfriend. Because,
Yeah.
he doesn't bring anybody around like that. So they knew. So when they're asking, oh, that's just your friend, he's like, yeah, that's my friend. And they're just looking at him.
You're not bringing friends to Christmas dinner.
I understood his method. You know, you can't rush love. And, like, that's what he told me. But I wasn't really trying to hear I love you. I was like, I mean, I did hear it. But
I think you're also at a
I was
different
just-
stage in your life with, especially when it comes to age. Because
Yeah.
you were later into your 20s. So I think that at that point
I was
now,
looking for substance.
yeah, you were looking for stability. So I think that's a different timeline
For stability.
in your life. I think for just a regular relationship, in my opinion, it can go a little shorter time. But when you're looking at somebody that you want to spend long term with, I think your timeline was fine. Because you're looking at stability now. You're looking at a long-term partner. You're not just looking at somebody to just date. Especially if you're dating somebody who's older than you or vice versa, younger than you, whatever the case may be. You're not looking for that. You're looking for stability now.
Yeah.
I'm looking for more than just a boyfriend.
Yeah.
So I think that timeline makes sense, especially in the timeline of when you're meeting his family
X, Y,
members and
Z.
stuff, and X, Y, and Z. Like, that makes sense because now this is a long-term relationship that I'm looking at. I'm not just looking at a regular boyfriend in my early 20s or whatever the case may be. I'm looking for a husband. I'm looking for a man.
Well, yeah, you can even find that in, like, it, depends. Like, some people in their 20s.
Yeah, you can find it young, but
It
I'm
all
just saying,
depends,
just
but
your personal story. I think that's why that
Yeah.
timeline worked for you.
I think it was just because of my past experiences.
Yeah.
Is what made me be like, okay,
And like
maybe I
where
should
you
do
were
this.
at in your life, and you said, okay, and like, listen, prayer is key, my friends. When
Mm.
you pray for certain things, this was the prayer that you asked for. So when you pray about certain things, God said, look, yeah, here you go, and this is the timeline that is gonna go. So that's why it worked, and you followed that. But like for me, I'm in my late 20s, kind of. Am I mid 20s? I don't even know.
You're in your late 20s, sis.
Jeez.
This girl said mid 20s.
That's crazy. So like for me now is where I'm starting on that path of looking for something stable eventually, because I ain't getting any younger. So
Yeah.
like everybody timeline different, but yours worked out for you, and that's why it made sense, and that's why that having a timeline for that worked, in my opinion.
It worked, but overall, I just think the main objective here is to just love yourself. Love you, take care of yourself, know your worth, understand your worth, but also learn to understand the other person's value, learn to understand the other person's worth as well. Bring something to the table.
Yeah.
And if something is not there, don't expect something to be there. But if something isn't
Never
there,
expect anything.
pick up yourself and remove yourself from that table.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to dumb down. You don't have to lower your standards. You don't have to do anything.
You
don't
hold the
have to-
narrative of your life.
Yeah, like,
so
you
take
get
control.
to do
You are
what
telling
wanna
the story.
do. So if you want to come there and this is what you want, like this is what you want. Now, everybody has growth. I'm not saying come in there with a checklist of credit score, this, and that. Everybody can learn and grow. But I'm just talking about the basics. Love yourself. Know how it feels to be okay on your own. Learn how it feels to be financially stable on your own and being independent and not being afraid
Know that
to
if
share that with someone else.
something was to fall apart,
You'd be able to pick it back
you'd be fine.
Yeah.
And the only thing that would hurt you would just be your emotions.
Yeah.
Never have to enter in a relationship where that if it went to shits, that you lose everything.
Yeah, you don't lose it.
You don't want to lose everything.
lose
You hold the narrative to your life. You are telling the story. So you handle the situation
will
how you will gain.
promise you. In the moment, it feels like you're at the end of your world and like everything is lost, but you will gain. But like I said, love yourself, hold yourself accountable, and just know your worth and what you want.
That's the moral of the story, my friends. Thank you for coming to our TED Talk.
We're gonna get into the dating in your 30s and the standards.
I don't
of
know how that
babies,
feels yet
marriages, and
because
all that
I'm
stuff.
not 30.
But that's another topic. That's another day. But however, if you enjoyed this episode, if this episode resonated with you, feel free to give us a thumbs up. Make sure you comment. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell button. Make sure you continue to join us every Monday at 10 a.m. on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts, and also at 5 p.m. on the YouTube.
Come on.
You know what it is.
You
Follow
already
us
know.
on our social media, CheyTea Podcast, TikTok, and Instagram. I always forget what social media we have. TikTok and Instagram. Please follow us. You will see us there. We have some big things coming this week. We are announcing a giveaway.
Come on.
Because our previous guest, Miss Toya Badeau, was on here. She announced her pop-up. So there may or may not be a giveaway.
Enter that.
That's already been posted. Either it's going to be posted today or it's going to be posted tomorrow. But anyways,
It'll be posted. Look out for it on the Instagrams.
Look out for the giveaway. Make sure you're following CheyTea Podcast.
Yeah. All of that.
Period.
All
right, yo. Peace out. Thank you for watching. See y'all next week.
Thank you for listening as well.
That too. Listen. Thank you for listening. Bye. All right. You know what it is. It's late. I'm tired.
Tired. Over and out.